Right now I'm getting some of my to-dos on screen, but the problem is I can't get rid of them. So I can keep adding some stuff in, like, clean the whole house and hit add to do, but maybe I, cleaned my room and I want to get rid of that. How am I going to get that out of the array? Well, basically we just have to write another function for, anytime somebody clicks on the to-do, we'll say that that basically means they finished it, and we can click on it and then remove it. So in order to do that, we have to go right to where it says render to-dos and add in an on-press function. So whenever they press something, they press this text, something's going to happen, right? We had this happen down here on the button. Whenever we press on the button, we're running that add to-do function. So we'll go in here, and we'll kind of open this text up here a little bit and space this guy out. And then right here, we're going to add another prop in called onPress. We'll say is equal to this function here, this dot, and we'll call this one delete to do. I think that's an appropriate name. Now, real quick, just to mention this, notice that I'm saying this dot delete to do, and then I'm not adding on parentheses. I did the same thing down here, and you might be wondering if this is a function, how does it know to call itself whenever we press on press, even though there's no parentheses here? If you've done any kind of React programming in the past, or you're familiar with it, you might be used to like saying dot bind this, or maybe you're used to something where you write parentheses out and then you call the function delete to do, and then you put parentheses right after it to call the function. The reason why we don't have to do that, the reason why we can just say this dot delete to do and leave it at that with no parentheses, is because we're writing ES6 functions up here, the ES6 arrow functions like this. So whenever you're doing that in React, basically like it's binding the this keyword into the function already. If you don't quite know what that means, that's fine. You're probably not used to advanced JavaScript yet, but just know that we don't have to throw the function parentheses on there. We can just leave it just like this. So right below the add to do function, I'm going to add a delete to do function and make this an arrow function just like this. And in here we're going to capture whatever we're passing in. Now, I'm actually looking at my notes, and I just went through that entire explanation of saying we don't have to have parentheses on here. This is actually a perfect time to use a different way of calling this function. And how we're going to do this is we're going to say parentheses is equal to make an arrow function like this, and we want to run the function this dot delete to do again, and this time throw the parentheses on. So we're making a function which will be invoked immediately and then calling this function right here. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want these parentheses to pass in a parameter called t in this case. The reason why is because we want the delete to do here to have access to whatever t is supposed to be, whatever the value of t is supposed to be inside the this.state.todo array. So inside of delete to do, we're going to accept our parameter. So we can just say t right there, and we'll say delete to do var array, get the current value of the array, this.state.todo. And then right below that, we can say we want to get the position. So var POS stands for position. We want to get the position in the array of whatever this value t is. So what we're doing right now is we're going to find or take this array and find out where learn React is if we click on that, and then we're going to try and take it out. So the way we can do that is say array.index of just like this, which is going to find the index in the array where this is located, pass in t, and then we're going to say r.splice using another JavaScript function. These are all JavaScript functions. If you're not familiar with it, you might want to brush up in your JavaScript a little bit, but hopefully you are. This doesn't seem too foreign to you. We're using index of and splice here. So array.splice, and we want to use the position that we just got, and we also want to say 1 because we're trying to just get rid of one item. And then we simply want to take our state and set it to a new state, passing in the to-do array just like that. So if I run this here, I'm going to save it, It's running. I'll add in a couple things. I'll say clean room, clean house, learn React, just like that. And then if I click on clean house, it gets rid of clean house. If I click on clean room, it gets rid of clean room. If I click on learn React, it gets rid of learn React. So our delete to-dos are looking pretty nice at this point. In the next video, this is pretty much a fully functional to-do app. We're able to add stuff in and delete stuff as needed. In the next video, we're going to make this look a little bit prettier, because right now this is pretty simple. In fact, it's actually kind of hard. I would imagine if you're on your phone, it's probably pretty hard to click on the exact to-do you want. So we're going to style this up a little bit, make it look a little bit prettier, so you can actually use it on your phone. All right, see you in the next video.